Well, Wednesdays here on the program, we like to put the spotlight on the farm women's group, Common Ground.
Common Ground is a group of farm women who want to be a resource for consumers who want to know more about how their food is grown. So joining us now is Leslie Boswell from the Shickley area. Always good to see you, Leslie.
I'm so glad to be here.
Good morning.
And we saw you in, was it Geneva last week for Can Caravan?
In Geneva. I had to run into town for some errands and
Stop by.
I'd seen you that morning on Pure Nebraska, so I knew you were there, so I had to stop by and say hi.
Well, we appreciate it. I know it was a record-setting year thanks to all of the viewers out there. So
Absolutely.
Thank you. Well, it is Dairy Month in Nebraska. Do consumers realize the importance of dairy production in our state, do you think?
I don't know if they realize that we have as much dairy production as we do have. There's about 155 registered dairies in Nebraska, and we are building that. We can easily add to that, and we can add a lot more. But the problem that we have right now is that we don't have enough processing. They need to, the farmers have to have some place to go with their milk. And right now we've got a lack of those. There's about 10 registered dairy processing plants in Nebraska. Now that includes the big ones. The big name that you would recognize would be Highland, which is in Omaha. And their milk is in Omaha, their ice cream is in Norfolk. Great processing, great things for the communities where we've got that economic advantage there. But the other ones are some smaller ones. There's a yogurt place in Omaha, and then there's some smaller organic and some specialized ones. But we've got the feed here, the water here, the land here, the pasture here for all of the cows. And there are a lot of people that want to come into Nebraska, but if they don't have any place to go with their milk, then it's kind of the chicken and the egg thing. We can get the cows if we had the processing. We'd have more processing if we had more cows.
Right.
So. But it's a tremendous benefit for the state. It's about $275 million it adds to the economy here. And it's employment, it's everything that you need. It's sales of our own corn and beans and hay that we can use. It's just a tremendous way to use our products here in the state. And we've talked about value added, and that's where we can sell our corn to a dairy, which is one more process, so that's a value-added step. And then we can sell the dairy for the milk and for the ice cream and the yogurts and that's another value-added step. As long as we can keep that money here in the state, it helps our economy in tremendous ways.
Yes, and you mentioned processors. What is the state doing, as far as you know, to kind of make this known that Nebraska is kind of ripe for having processors come into Nebraska?
Oh, there's so many different ways. There's the outreach from the Nebraska Dairy Association. There is AFAN, which you have on here frequently. They are working, trying to entice processors to come in. A lot of the dairies want to move here because it's close to the feed. There's dairies in southern Kansas or in Colorado that are not close to feed. So it's all going to be trucked in there. If they come here, that reduces their expenses that way. And that's being pointed out to the processors too. We've got capacity. We need to get the processors to come in. And so we've got the employment, we've got the resources, we've got transportation, we've got everything you need. We just want you to relocate to here, closer to the cows.
Makes sense. All right, and you're sticking around, right, Leslie?
Yes, I am.
What's the recipe?
We're going to do a version of the strawberry pretzel salad.
Ooh, that's one of my favorites.
I know.
A lot of people love that. Great.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Leslie.
All right.